Hi, I'm Christina Scalera, the attorney and founder behind The Contract Shop. And today we're talking all about 7 easy things that you are going to be able to do to make a huge impact on your bottom line. These are all things that you can get started with today. And the best part is they're going to make a huge difference in your business if you actually get down and do them. You can also forward this video to your virtual assistant if you have one, and they can also help you with some of the things I'm going to share with you. The biggest way to make a huge impact very quickly with your business is to start tracking your income and expenses. I know this sounds really obvious, but I just worked with a client recently who is many years into business, maybe 5 or 6, and she had never tracked where her revenue was coming from. She started doing it. She filled out an easy spreadsheet that I'll link to below. And within minutes, she was nearly in tears because she couldn't believe how much money she was actually making when she put it all together. Not only could she see how much money she had been making, but she also was able to see where her future revenue in the months to come, where it would come from. It was a huge game changer for her, and it's a huge game changer for any of you out there who have ever wondered where your next client or where your next paycheck is going to come from in your business. This is going to drastically change the quality of your life. All you have to do, the only catch, you gotta fill it out. So I've linked to it below. Make sure you grab a copy of that. And if you do that, it would be a big help just to give a like on this video. That's all I ask for in return for giving you access to that amazing document that, like I said, is life-changing. We've had dozens of people who have said so, so I'm excited for you to get your hands on it. Speaking of revenue, the second thing to do is to look back this year on where your cash cows were. Let's look at the best clients that you worked with and the clients that paid you the most. Hopefully these things are overlapping, but if they're not, we can look at what some of the projects were that were a big success, who some of the clients were that you really enjoyed working with, and where you could be making even more money in the next year. The third game changer to get started with right away is time tracking. This is another one that everybody's thinking, oh, this is so obvious. I already know where my time is going. But I can promise you that if you've never used a time tracker that automatically tracks your time for you, you are wrong. My favorite one is Rescue Time. I use this and I was blown away by the results. I always thought that I was a productive morning person. After all, that's what everybody told me. You got to have the 5 a.m. mornings and you got to be more productive in the mornings so that you can use up that creative energy early, and then when it's exhausted, then you can work on emails, etc. What I actually found through Rescue Time, which is a completely free app, I'll link to it below, what I found was that I am actually not the most productive in the mornings. I actually have really slow mornings on the days where I'm really productive, and luckily on those days, I'm most productive between 1 and 4 p.m. So I know to protect that time every single day from meetings and phone calls and other things that could zap my creative energy. I never would have known this just by tracking pen to paper or by estimating where my time was going. The next thing you'll want to focus on is looking at where your leads came from and how many leads you got that led to being clients. And in the season of giving, you'll want to give someone a shout out or a gift if they've been sending clients your way. It's the best way to stroke their ego and make them feel seen and appreciated, to just give them a quick little shout out and maybe even a gift to show them how appreciative you are that they continue to refer you. The fifth way you can really rock it this upcoming year is to make a plan. Now, I'm not a huge fan of like 5-year or 10-year plans. I think that's just way too exhausting, overwhelming, all of the above. So what I'm talking about here, especially in these crazy times where we don't know what's a few months ahead, is just to make a plan for the next few months. One of the ways that I do this is I plan out my next 2 months, and then every single day to keep myself motivated, I ask myself, how could I make an extra $100 today? That's it. It always gives me really good ideas for products or clients, and it motivates me to create content when I would actually, truthfully, much rather just stay in bed and watch Netflix. The sixth really easy thing you can do today is make sure that everything is ready for the tax man. Once January 1st strikes, the race is on to get those taxes in and filed. This can be great news because as soon as you get them filed, maybe you're eligible for a refund. That would be nice. You can decide what to do with your refund money. And even if you're not, wouldn't it be nice to get this out of the way? Future you will definitely thank you. Speaking of which, that's a great way to make sure that you stay productive and focused. Oftentimes, it's easier for us to do nice things for other people than for ourselves. So, think of yourself, your future you, as a different person, and try to do this nice thing of organizing your taxes or your bookkeeping, whatever that looks like for you and your business, and do that for future you. Don't do it for yourself. You're doing it for future you. And guess what? Future you will be very, very grateful. If you want any help figuring out what the taxman needs and what you need to have a legit business, make sure you check out Lawless to Flawless, our course that's on special right now. It's available in the link below, or it's available at thecontractshop.com/flawless. I'll talk about it more in just a second. But we have our last tip here, which is the 7th and final tip. This is a huge one because I am such an avid proponent of setting boundaries with clients. And the best way to set a boundary with a client is through a contract. A contract is simply a legal document that spells out what the expectations and obligations are of each party who signs it. So that means that the client gets to find out what they can expect from you and what you're obligated to do or perform for them. And you get to tell them what you expect of them and what obligations they have. Payment. It's a great way to make sure that both of you are on the same page, and a great way to start setting some new boundaries if that's something that you've always struggled with. We're here to help you with your contracts and your clients, which means that we're all about teaching you how to have those better client relationships and how to book more clients by using less resources and time. If that sounds good to you, then you'll definitely want to go to thecontractshop.com/flawless. And that's the place where we have our step-by-step system for setting your business up for success. For a limited time, it's only $14. So make sure you grab it before we bump it back up to its normal price of $97. As always, if you enjoy this content, it would mean a lot just to give it a little like, little thumbs up below, and we would love to hear from you in the comments below. Bye, everyone.